The movie begins in 1957, deep inside a sprawling automobile factory. The year is important. This was the golden age of American cars: chrome bumpers, powerful engines, the kind of machines that made people feel invincible. Workers move through the assembly line with confidence. Everything is routine. But then we are introduced to one particular car unlike anything else on that floor. A 1958 Plymouth Fury, and it is stunning. A deep, blood-red body with a white top, gleaming like something just crawled out of a dream. Workers slow down when they pass it. Every eye in the factory lingers on it for a second longer than it should. The first mechanic approaches it for a routine inspection. Hood up, check the engine. Standard procedure, done 1,000 times before. Except this time, the hood does not stay up. It comes down hard, fast, and deliberate, slamming onto the mechanic's arm with a force that has absolutely no mechanical explanation. No loose hinge. No freak accident. The car just decided it did not want to be touched. The screams fill the entire factory. Workers rush over, pry the hood back, drag the injured man away. He is taken home. Someone else is assigned to finish the job. This second mechanic settles into the front seat, cigar in hand, completely unbothered. He is a professional. He has seen everything. Nothing about a shiny red car is going to rattle him. He works through his checklist, taps the ash from his cigar, and without a single thought, lets it fall onto the passenger seat. A casual, thoughtless gesture. Except something shifts in the air. A cold, heavy presence that the mechanic never notices because he cannot afford to notice it. Not yet. He finishes his work and moves on with his day. The factory empties out. The lights dim, the floor goes quiet. Then the factory owner comes in at the end of the workday to lock up. He spots something odd. The headlights of the red car are still on. He walks over. He opens the door, and the body of the second mechanic falls out. Dead. No visible cause. No explanation. Just a man who put dirty ash on the wrong seat and paid for it with everything he had. The factory owner backs away in pure, primal terror and runs. He now knows this is not a car. This is something else wearing a car's body. Now the movie moves forward 21 years. It is 1978. A teenager named Dennis. He is easy to like, immediately confident, social, the kind of guy who walks into a room and fits right in. He drives an old blue car and shows up early one morning outside his best friend's house. That best friend is Ari, and Ari is everything Dennis is not in the worst possible way. Awkward, soft-spoken, buried behind thick glasses. Ari is the kind of kid the world has always underestimated. Before he even makes it to the car, he fumbles with a garbage bag. It splits open, and trash spills everywhere, while his overprotective mother hands his lunch pack and calls out a dramatically emotional goodbye behind him. Ari sinks into the passenger seat, embarrassed, and you immediately feel for him. On the drive to their new high school, they talk about what this means: finally being in high school, finally having some independence, finally getting a real shot at becoming who they want to be. Dennis is excited for both of them. He genuinely loves his awkward, brilliant friend, even if the world has not figured out Ari's worth yet. They arrive at school. Dennis immediately spots Lee, the kind of girl who walks down a hallway, and the whole building seems to slow down. He is hooked. But Ari disappears into the social shuffle, and by lunchtime, Dennis cannot find him anywhere. Then he hears the commotion. He follows the noise and finds a nightmare already in progress. A bully named Buddy has cornered Ari. And Buddy is not just teasing him, this is cruelty with a performance attached to it. Buddy has grabbed Ari's packed lunch, pulled out a pocket knife, and sliced it open, letting everything spill across the floor. Then he does something even more cruel and horrible. He orders Ari to walk through the mess, to humiliate himself, in front of everyone. And Ari does it because there is a knife, and because fear is a very powerful thing. He slips on the spilled food and crashes to the ground. His glasses land near Buddy's feet, and Buddy steps on them without hesitation. Without a single second of thought, Dennis has seen enough. He charges in, punches fly. But Buddy's crew grabs Dennis and holds him back, and things are about to get very ugly when a teacher walks in and freezes the whole scene. Ari speaks up clearly and tells the teacher about the knife. The teacher asks Buddy to empty his pockets. The knife is right there, undeniable. Buddy and his gang are suspended immediately. After school, Dennis and Ari are driving home together talking about the events of the day. Ari suddenly tells Dennis to stop the car. On the side of the road, parked outside a rundown house, sits the most beaten up, rusted, completely destroyed old car either of them has ever seen. Crumbling paint, sagging frame, a machine that looks like it gave up on itself a decade ago. Dennis sees junk. Ari sees something else entirely. He gets out of the car like he is being pulled by a string he cannot see. He walks straight to it, hands trailing across its rusted surface like he is reading a language no one else can hear. He opens the door and slides into the driver's seat. His hands find the steering wheel, and the expression on his face is not the face of a kid admiring a car. It is the face of someone who has just found the one thing in the world that understands them. Dennis stands outside watching, jaw tight. This is pure junk. Any mechanic would confirm it. But then the owner of the house appears, a rough, weathered older man named George who looks like someone life has not been kind to. He explains that the car belonged to his late brother, and now he simply wants it gone. He takes one long look at Ari's face at that strange, burning intensity in the boy's eyes and offers the car for $250. Ari says yes before George has finished the sentence. Dennis tries everything. He lays out the math, the logic, the common sense. The repairs alone will cost 10 times the asking price. The car is not salvageable, but Ari is not listening, not even a little. He pulls out his savings money he worked for, money he saved, and hands it over on the spot. The car is his. And somehow, the car already knew that. Back home, Ari's parents absolutely lose it. His mother especially. She refuses to have that wreck sitting near their property. Not her house, not her street. So Ari does the only thing he can. He drives the car to a local garage. The garage owner is a rough and disrespectful man. Ari calmly talks his way in leaving it there overnight. The owner agrees, just for one night. As they walk away, Dennis asks Ari the question that is sitting in both their chests like a weight. Why? Why this car? Why any of this? Ari turns to him. And what he says is the most honest, most heartbreaking line in the entire movie. He says the car is just like him. Everyone looks at both of them and sees something worthless, something not worth saving. But Ari believes with every part of himself that if someone is willing to put in the work, what looks broken on the outside can become something extraordinary. Dennis does not have a single thing to say to that. He just drives Ari home in silence. Time moves. Days fold into weeks. And Ari vanishes into the garage. He stops showing up at school. He stops answering calls. Dennis barely sees his best friend. But the garage owner starts noticing something. This kid is frighteningly good with cars. So good that he offers Ari a deal. Work here full-time, and every spare part, every scrap of metal in the garage is yours to use. Ari accepts without blinking. Back at school, Dennis tries to piece his social life back together. He gets dared by friends to finally approach Lee. He builds himself up, walks over to her table in the library, and asks her out. Lee is calm and polite and completely final about it. She already has a boyfriend. Thanks but no. Dennis is disappointed and heartbroken. He drives to Ari's house to talk about it, and what he finds there stops him cold. Standing in the driveway is someone wearing Ari's face, but everything else is different. The posture, the voice, the eyes. The nervous boy who spilled garbage and got humiliated in front of the whole school is gone. In his place is someone cold, sharp, almost hostile. Dressed differently, moving differently. Ari barely looks at Dennis before walking away, completely uninterested. His mother pulls Dennis aside. She is frightened, and she tells Dennis something that turns his blood cold. The last owner of that car died inside it. Suicide. Breathing carbon monoxide from the car's exhaust. Dennis is disturbed by this information. She wants Dennis to find out what that car really is. Dennis goes directly to George. At first George is reluctant to speak, but eventually George tells him everything. His brother became obsessed with the car the same way Ari is now. It escalated. It consumed him. And in the end, his entire family died inside that car. Then, and here is where the story tips completely over the edge after his brother died. The car drove itself back to George's house. No driver. No key. It just appeared out front and stayed there. George tried to sell it, move it, get rid of it every way he could think of. Nothing worked. The car would not leave. Until Ari came along and bought it. And for the first time in years, George slept through the night. That night, Dennis sneaks into the garage alone to investigate. He reaches the car's door and pulls. The door does not open. He pulls harder. And then with no key in the ignition, with no one in the seat, the radio switches on. Dennis jumps in fear, and he is gone before the second song starts. The reveal comes at a football practice. Dennis is mid-strategy session with his team when a car pulls into the parking lot beside the field. And every single person on that field stops talking. It is Christine. And she is perfect. Absolutely perfect. Not restored, reborn. The deep red paint catches the afternoon light like polished glass. Every chrome detail glints. Every line is sharp and flawless. It is almost impossible to look at and comprehend that weeks ago this was rusted scrap. Then the passenger door opens, and Lee steps out. She kisses Ari right there, in front of everyone. The boyfriend. It was Ari. It had been Ari the entire time. Something fractures in Dennis. His head empties. He loses his footing during a play and collides with another player at full force. The impact is catastrophic. When he comes to in the school infirmary, wrapped in bandages with a brace around his neck, the doctor tells him the damage is permanent. His football career is over before it began. Ari visits. He is polite, but barely present. When Dennis asks how he repaired Christine that faster than any mechanic working 24 hours a day could have managed, Ari just shrugs. He worked hard. End of conversation. Then Ari drops something truly alarming into the air as casually as discussing the weather. He has told his parents that if they do not officially register Christine in his name, he will quit school permanently. Dennis looks at his best friend and does not recognize him at all. Ari says goodbye and leaves. That evening, Ari takes Lee to a drive-in movie. They are watching something romantic. Ari starts moving closer to Lee, becomes more physical, and Lee puts the brakes on. She gets out of the car and stands in the cool night air. She tells him the truth. She does not want to be intimate inside the car. She wants a relationship, not a triangle. And the third point of this triangle, Christine needs to stop being the most important thing in Ari's life. Ari does not take this well. He defends the car. He gets offended on the car's behalf. And Lee says it plainly, "You love that car more than you love me." Silence. Because she is right, and he knows it. Rain starts to fall, and Ari uses it to get them both back inside. The windshield starts behaving strangely, going on and off as if it is malfunctioning. Alone inside Christine while Ari steps out to check the windshield, Lee picks up her food and takes a bite. And then the car radio turns on by itself. And a blinding, pulsing light begins to glow from the dashboard, hot and aggressive and wrong. Lee chokes. The food is lodged in her throat, and she cannot get out because the car has locked all its doors from the inside with no one touching the controls. Ari yanks at the handle from outside, frantic and helpless. It is a passing driver who notices, stops, and together with Lee manages to force the door open just in time to clear her airway. She survives, but just barely, and Buddy's crew watches from a distance. Later that night, they sneak into the garage while Christine sits unattended. They take bats and crowbars to her. Glass shatters, metal caves. They tear the beautiful machine apart and walk away satisfied. Then they look back, and Christine is repairing herself. In real time, dents are smoothing out. Glass knits back together. Chrome straightens. In under a minute, Christine looks exactly as she did before they touched her. Buddy's crew runs. That same night, one of Buddy's crew, a boy named Moochie, is walking home. He hears an engine behind him. He turns and sees Christine, driverless, rolling toward him. He thinks it is Ari messing with him. He tries to front like he is not scared. Then he really looks at the car and confirms what his brain does not want to accept. No one is behind the wheel. He runs. Christine chases him through the streets and corners him in a narrow back alley. Moochie thinks the space is too tight for a full-sized car. He is wrong. Christine presses into the alley, scraping her sides along the brick walls, crushing herself narrower just to get through, and closes the gap. There is nowhere left to go. Christine kills him. When Ari casually brings this up to Dennis the next day at school, the way someone mentions the weather, the bottom drops out of Dennis's world. He begins to suspect that Ari had something to do with what happened to Moochie. As Ari is leaving the school, then a detective shows up and starts asking Ari hard questions about Christine's impossibly fast restoration and about Moochie's death. Ari barely acknowledges him and walks away clean. Then Buddy's turn comes. Buddy and two friends are driving back from a store when Buddy clocks a car in his mirror following close behind. He speeds up. The car keeps pace. And eventually he recognizes what it is. Christine. He pulls into a petrol station where a friend of theirs works, gets out, and starts mocking Ari by name into the darkness. But Ari is not coming. Christine did not bring a passenger tonight. She drives herself into Buddy's car and pushes it hard into the fuel pumps. The tanks rupture. Fuel spills everywhere, and all it takes is one spark. The station explodes in fire. Two of Buddy's friends burn. Buddy sprints for his life down the road, and Christine drives straight through the inferno. On fire. Still running. Still hunting. Still beautiful in the worst way imaginable. She catches Buddy, and she finishes it. Then she drives herself back to the garage and parks herself quietly in the corner, smoking and charred. The garage owner is there. He is scared. Against every instinct a person should possess, he grabs an old cloth, opens the car door, and leans in to look. The door locks behind him. By morning, the detective is back, and the official cause of death has been filed as suicide. The detective is not convinced, but the evidence has been arranged too neatly to argue with. Ari comes to Dennis and invites him for a drive. And during that drive, Ari stops pretending. He lets Dennis see what he has become: cold, menacing, a version of himself that would terrify anyone who remembered the shy boy with the broken glasses. Whatever is left of the old Ari is deep underwater. Dennis calls Lee. They meet, and together they say it out loud for the first time. The car is evil. The car is controlling him. And if they do not destroy it, Ari is not coming back. They build a plan. They choose a garage large enough to work in. They secure a bulldozer, the only thing either of them can think of that might be strong enough. They set the trap. They prepare everything. Lee goes to check if Christine has arrived yet. But Christine is already inside the garage. Already waiting in the dark. Already hunting. The car charges at Lee through the shadows. Dennis fires up the bulldozer. The chase is fast and brutal and terrifying. And then both Dennis and Lee see something that makes everything worse. Ari is behind the wheel. He and Christine have become one thing. Not a boy in his car. One being. He is Christine and Christine is him, and the line between them is gone. The collision comes fast. Christine crashes through the office wall. Ari is thrown from the wreck by the impact and slides across the garage floor. He reaches up toward Lee, trying to catch her. But something has gone wrong with him beyond the obvious. There is a massive shard of broken glass embedded deep in his stomach. He is bleeding out fast. In his last moments, Ari does not reach for Lee. He does not reach for Dennis. He reaches for Christine, and then he is gone. Christine sees Ari die, and something shifts in her engine. If a car can grieve, if a car can rage, this is that moment. She turns her attention to Lee with pure, focused violence and charges. Dennis slams the bulldozer into full force and drives it into Christine again and again. He hits her so hard the walls shake. But here is where the horror spikes. Christine starts fixing herself mid-impact. Metal bends back. Components reset. She is healing while being destroyed. Dennis does not stop. He presses every ounce of weight the bulldozer has into her, keeps the machine grinding forward until Christine is no longer a car. She is a flat, crumpled sheet of metal pressed into the garage floor. She stops moving. The engine goes silent. The next morning, Dennis, Lee, and the detective stand together at a junkyard. What remains of Christine is fed into an industrial compressor. They watch the machine reduce everything to a dense, silent block of scrap. They walk away from it together. And then a song begins to play, the exact song that used to pour out of Christine's radio. Every muscle in the group freezes. The world holds still for one terrible second. Then one of the junkyard workers reaches over and turns down his stereo. Just a coincidence. Just a song. They exhale. They smile. They keep walking. But the camera does not follow them. The camera drifts back to the crushed block of metal sitting in the yard. Back to what used to be Christine. And one small piece of metal impossibly begins to bend. Begins to reshape. Begins to breathe. Now here is the thing: if you watch this entire breakdown, please hit the subscribe button, like and share. Drop a comment below, I want to know. Do you think the car was always evil, or did it feed off the darkness that was already inside Ari? That debate has been running for 40 years. Let us settle it. See you in the next breakdown.